It's been a pretty difficult week for cryptos, with a broader slump in the marketplace that has caused jitters across the crypto community and the broader financial market. So we all know Doge started as a joke, but have you ever heard of a joke that was valued at $50 billion? Welcome back to Crypto Lion. If this is your first time around, please consider hitting the red subscribe button and turning on post notifications. In 2013, two engineers made a cryptocurrency that was basically intended to be useless. Except that it's not, and the mascot image Shiba Inu currency has risen and then plummeted after huge celebrations on Dogeday, the 20th of April, that saw the currency briefly hit above 40 cents. Not only was this excellent news for Doge holders, the whole community and Elon Musk, with it saw the currency hit new highs and the celebrations were marked by other memes to commemorate this special day. The price shock that has quelled the euphoria in Dogecoin doesn't mean the currency is useless or that a rally is out of sight for the long haul. To date, Dogecoin's value has soared up 18,000% over the previous year alone, which means the currency is about to gain a more legitimate status. There was a noticeable divergence between Bitcoin and Dogecoin over the week, until recently when the currency began to plunge. Indeed, even as Dogecoin plunged significantly over the week, Doge managed to touch higher points before reversing these gains. As the Shiba Inu would say, amazing, much mystifying. As of April 20th, Dogecoin was up an unimaginable 6,560% year to date, and its market cap had come close to $50 billion, making it more important than grounded blue-chip organizations like Ford. This is pretty incredible news for a currency that was little known with absent investors. Now the currency has soured and its price has fallen again towards the 20 to 30 cents range. Under such conditions, what do? Do you hold or sell? We're not licensed investment professionals, but the market psychology dictates that you buy the dips and sell the highs, not the reverse. So for investors that saw it as a joke, there's much scope of recovery to inflate its price all over again, and the extent of such a recovery remains uncertain. In January, the changes in price of GameStop surprised markets, driven by a range of investors that are not traditional. Not the types that wear suits and trainers on Friday and walk around the city of London or New York. Rather, the world has become increasingly financialized. And this has caused asset prices to reflect the diverse needs of investors. So, has Doge latched onto the meme culture and developed a strong following? Well, this strong following can partly be praised for the price of the stock rising to 40 cents, but the momentum can only go for so long. The next resistance level for Doge will likely have to be driven by new entrants into the marketplace. The likes that can not only buy the dip, but ensure the currency stays at higher levels by investing 2 to 3 rounds of $50 to $100. For a retail investor that's only interested in a meme, it's not unlikely that such an outcome will cause the currency to rise and remain at its current level. The currency has depreciated on the back of a broader decline in cryptocurrencies, uncertainty about the prices of the currency, and the situation of oversupply. However, now is an ideal time to buy the dip. In order to better understand why you should buy the dip, let's take a look at this chart from 2015. We grabbed the chart off investing.com, and there are notable trends that appear to be revealing the intuitions of Doge. Of course, technical analysis is less intuitive than trend analysis. The reason one should introduce a mix of both is that the hourly drivers of Doge are different from the medium-term drivers. In order to better understand why it's better to take the plunge when the price of the currency is down, let's take a look at the graphic. You can see that there is a bullish trend line that formed on the hourly chart of Dogecoin in 2015, which could easily be perceived as a hurdle for sellers and the price has moved away from current levels. The sell signal is based on how far the price forecast diverges from the actual outcome. When we talk about upsurges, it's possible to see why this is okay. However, this is not always the case when we're talking about a slumping currency. Right now, the strong signals are not pointing towards buy, but the neutral signal should suggest the probability that you can earn significant returns when the market begins to return to its original levels. So there's no harm in buying the dip, as this will ensure that you don't have to get into a saturated market where a majority of coins are more highly valued than one would expect. It's possible that some people see this as a sign to wait because the currency is under $1. However, the extent of gains is contingent on the difference between the initial price and the higher resale price. Before we go any further, 2015 was a pretty good year for Doge. According to CoinDesk, the currency was just on the rise and the price was beginning to reflect demand from a still nascent community. However, the currency hit an all-time low, essentially paring back gains that it had made earlier in the year. But the price drops in Dogecoin have tended to reflect the upswing. One could argue that it's almost entirely driven in the absence of economic fundamentals to justify the changing price levels amidst a demand-supply balance. So it's informative to take a look at how Doge behaved during a period of turmoil. If you look at the red candles, they're equally as lengthy as the green ones, which usually signifies a slump that is equal in proportion. Some will argue that the other currency is a daily chart and doesn't reflect the full story for a month or a year. But the last few days have shown us that Doge does not have any discernible market trends. The presence of a strong online community and the need to diversify away from traditional assets have caused the currency to seesaw incredibly, hitting new highs on Dogeday before slumping to the current levels. In fact, if you take a look at the price of Doge now, it's trading less than 25% of where the price was on Dogeday. Let's flip this chart around and you'll see that the uptrend could equally be the current downtrend. However, there are notable differences. In 2015, cryptocurrencies were not nearly as famous as they currently are now. The number of people who held cryptocurrency accounts was quite small. Blockchain.com wallets, something that makes purchasing Bitcoin possible, reached over 70 million wallet users at the end of March 2021. This is according to Statista, that has compiled the number of account holders since 2011. However, after the global economy recovered and interest rates remained low, this prompted a flurry of capital flows into digital assets. What does this mean for the recovery, and can Doge hit new highs? If you look at this table, the lowest point for Doge was seen in May 2015, while the currency rallied to 43 cents or a 37% rise. The increase in the price of Doge is driven by demand for the altcoin as an alternative to traditional investments, while the growing number of investors in digital currencies have equally caused demand for the currency to soar. What's more, the presence of a huge online community has caused the currency to surge, but sustaining the momentum will require much more than an active investor base that's seeking to challenge markets by democratizing finance via a meme. If you think about it, the extent of saturation in cryptocurrencies and the hundreds of coins that have sprung up in the marketplace are actually diluting demand that will otherwise go to Doge. Before we go any further, I should disclose that I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I provide any advisory services. I can, however, say that the price of Doge at present doesn't reflect the broader cryptocurrency market a bit too closely. Bitcoin has snapped and appears to be falling off a cliff, and the second-round effects have latched onto the broader crypto markets. The depreciation in the price of Doge is noteworthy and likely reflects a mix of other factors, such as the high level of issuances that keep a lid on any sudden price appreciations. This is even more so as demand can only take the currency so far, and when people hold their positions, it's challenging for investors to access a highly illiquid market. This is not the case for Doge, that is a very low price and a steady supply of coins. On the one hand, the affinity and preference for lower prices is a good reason to buy the dip. But beyond short-term fundamentals and crypto market dynamic, a currency such as Doge is likely to amass greater demand over the long haul. Thanks for watching until the end of this video. If you like what you've seen, please consider hitting the like button, maybe sharing the video with a friend, also subscribing to the channel and turning on post notifications. Feel free to leave any comments and opinions you have below, and of course, don't forget to check out some of our previous videos on CryptoLine as well. Good luck and happy investing.
Hollywood Carson.